You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javanokelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Thank you so much for joining me for another amazing episode of the African Father in America podcast. We are in Seattle, Washington, and I have an incredible guest joining me here today. I have my brother Izon James, who is the CEO of boss of CMOS. Izon, go ahead and say hi real quick before we continue on.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thank you guys for having me. This is exciting times. Thank you, Simon, and thank you for the whole team. And we're just blessed to be here and be able to share our wisdom and our knowledge with everybody about, the culture and, the CMOS, the journey, and where we've been and where we're going. So we're very excited to be here.
Excellent. Yeah, we are excited to have you as well. And, I deeply appreciate you for all the support that, Boss of Simos gave, One Vibe during Madaraka Festival. And, since then, we've built and, I've been more deeply involved and I'm learning a lot about what you do. So I'm a big supporter. If you're joining us, we actually is on, for your sake, we are live streaming on YouTube, and also we are on Clubhouse. We have a big community on Clubhouse that supports the work that we do. So later on in the conversation, you will hear contributions coming from them. So the way today's conversation is going to work is that we are going to talk about today's African proverb from Ethiopia. After that, we will talk about, Izon is going to share with us briefly his own interpretation of this proverb after I shared the 3 nuggets of wisdom. Then after that, we are going to talk about, a childhood story from Izon. We will talk about how he started, boss of CMOS, this great company that is, providing healthy drinks and CMOS products here in Seattle. And then after that, we will talk about, we will hear some of your contributions for those of you who are in the audience who are joining us for today's conversation. And then we will learn how you who are listening in today can also support the work that Izon is doing, and how you can actually be a customer of Boss of CMOS. You can try some of the product. So today's proverb, as I was saying earlier, is from Ethiopia, and it says that if you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. If you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. This is an Ethiopian proverb that we are grounding our conversation on today. Now, my team and I looked at this proverb and we came up with 3 nuggets of wisdom. The first one that I want to share with you says that you have to be willing to put in the work if you want to see results. Nobody is going to give you anything because you look handsome or cute. You'll have to really, really work hard in order for you to see the results that you want. Whether it's on your body, you have to, work out. You have to eat right, Number 2, 2 wrongs don't make a right, So you don't repeat the same mistake hoping to find a different result, And then number 3, actions speak louder than words, You can say as much as you want, but at the end of the day, the only language that people understand, especially me being a father of 3 girls, the only language that I've noticed that my children understand is the examples that I set for them. They literally mimic me. They look at the actions I take, and that's what they do. If I pinch them, they pinch their siblings. If I punch them, they punch their siblings. If I tell them positive things, for example, these African proverbs that I share with you all every day, I also share it with them. We listen to them while we are driving. And so when there is a conflict, you hear them talking about something very wise. You'd be very, very surprised. Anyhow, I want to come to you now, my brother Izon, and I want you to, tell me when you received this proverb, when we sent it to you, what is it that came to your mind? It says that if you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other end of the stick. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, thank you for having me again. This is very exciting times. And I'm basically, what that means to me is, pick up one end of the stick. Um, it's all about your actions, right? Like you said, like we live in a time right now where, there's just a lot of talk, but when you put your actions in, you put everything forward, everything just moves along. So without the right actions too. It's not only about just putting in actions. You got to put in the right actions to get the right results to where you want to go in your life. So that's what that really means to me is just putting in that work, just making sure that you're doing the right things. Like you said, your kids are watching you. They do everything you do. They mimic everything you do. So if you tell them bad things is going to happen. If you tell them great things, you tell them who they're going to be in life and what they're going to do in life. That's what's going to happen. So you just gotta be putting out good into the world and to be able to receive good back. And so that's what that means to me is just keep putting out that good energy, but getting out the good vibes, making sure that everybody wins around you. You know what I mean? It's not about being selfish. It's about everybody contributing to a bigger goal and to a bigger dream and to put in that work. Like just put in the work and not talk about it, but be about it. And that's what that means to me. That's exactly what the proverb. That's what the idea I got.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, don't talk too much, but let your actions speak for you. I
Exactly.
love that, and I feel that you are definitely one of the people that exemplify what this proverb means with the work that you do. We are going to dive deep into it. But for now, I first want to ask our viewers on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is a good time for you to do that. And also give this video a thumbs up because we are going to be dropping a lot of value in the course of this conversation. So make sure you push that thumbs up button. And if you're on Clubhouse and you haven't followed me, make sure you follow me and also follow the African Father in America Club. And also the show just began, so you can ping in 3 to 5 people to join us for today's conversation. I just want to welcome Brother Earth and Mina and Sarah. Thank you for joining us. I can't tell who is on YouTube unless you type in the comments, so let us know where you are and also which part of the world you're joining us from. Now, one question that I ask all the guests that join me for the African Father in America podcast is a childhood story that inspires who you are today. For example, myself, I wake up so early. I was just telling Izon that most of the time when I wake up every day is really around 4 a.m. in the morning. And that's because when I was about 8 years old, I was waking up at around 2 a.m. My mother was distributing milk and bread in our neighborhood, and I was one of the people she relied on to receive this consignment and then distribute it to the whole neighborhood. So since then, I got used to this routine of waking up early. By the time the neighborhood wakes up, you're done with your job for the day, You're just collecting your money. So I want you to share with us your own story because you work really hard with growing your company, Boss of Simos, and I want you to take us back a few years so that we know what is it that inspires this work ethic that you are demonstrating.
Thank you again. That makes totally sense. To get started, get your day started early, so there's no distractions. It's easy to be distracted when everybody's up and you got your phone ringing all the time. So it's better to work while everyone's asleep, in my eyes. So I like to get up early as well. I want to work out, get your body right, and start eating right. But what really inspired me was it's about who you know, really. And the network that we have in the community that we brought together, it really inspired us. I want to take it way back further than a few years ago with the reason why I am who I am today and where I'm going and how I built all this. I want to say it's back from my childhood. When growing up, I went to 8 different schools. And growing up, going to a lot of different schools, you change your friends a lot. You see different things, and it's like, wow, it's a lot different when you are moving so much. You're moving place to place. But now that I got older, I realized that knowing a lot of people actually helped me become who I am today because I don't know everything. So I can utilize the people around me to be able to, that's smarter than me in different subjects, to be able to help me come together and be who I am today. So it actually helped me going to a lot of different schools to be like inspired by what I see. I went to, a poor school, a middle class school, and a rich school. So all those schools together kind of built me who I am today. And I see going to the rich school that, things are possible. Anything can happen. We could build our dreams. We could be who we want to be. And that's what gave me like the inspiration. And then to be able to start the business, my uncle, he actually had blood clots in his legs, and he was drinking this terrible juice all the time. And he passed away, a few years ago. And I was like, man, I gotta do something. I want to help the community just be better. I want to help the community be healthier, and I want to inspire people to do what they want to do in their life, by my actions. My actions help people and be inspired in who they're going to be and what they're going to be. I get told that all the time, and it makes me feel good because of the amount of output I give to people. The input that they give back to me just warms my heart, and who people want to be. And so I got inspired. I travel a lot, and they say, traveling is the university without walls. I get to go out. I get to be inspired by different cultures and immerse myself, into different atmospheres. And I went to Jamaica. I seen a lot of Jamaicans drinking sea moss, and I was like, what's all the sea moss stuff? They had this drink that they were drinking there. And so I came back home, talked to my team, and we were just doing sea moss gel at the time. Actually, a couple days ago, it was 3 years, Boss of Sea Moss. We've been in business, we've been running, we've been, serving the community for 3 years before the pandemic. And then as soon as the pandemic took off, then we took off too as well. So we just started getting people healthier, trying to get them the natural way.
That's great. That's great. I just love that. I love how, a personal story of a family member feeling healed, and just you witnessing how they were deteriorating because of what they were consuming. And then you feeling that, I need to do something about this. And so through your travel, which you say very well, that travel is the university without walls, through your travel you discover CMOS, and you realize that, this thing could actually help people, and now 3 years down the road, you have a company that employs people. You have a company that actually helps heal people, I want you to hold on for a second. I want you to just hold on for a second while I welcome Latanja, and I see that Miss Southern Bell is here too. Thank you, and Haven. Thank you, and Sarah. Thank you for joining us. We are having a great conversation here with the CEO of Boss of CMOS, based here in the Pacific Northwest, and we are live on YouTube. We're also live on Clubhouse. So if you haven't joined us in the past, this is a really great space for you to be in. A couple of ways that you can support and you can be engaged is, number one, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and also give this video a thumbs up. Number two, if you are live on Clubhouse, join us on the stage so that we can hear your voice. We can hear what you have to say in regards to this conversation that we are having with the incredible Ezon James. And now, Ezon, as we continue on, you shared with us where the Boss of CMOS started, how and why, But I want you to take us through the timeline of 3 years. You went to Jamaica, you saw Jamaicans sharing and consuming CMOS, and then you came back with it to Seattle and decided to build a team and, produce, a lot of different products. I've actually enjoyed some of your products very recently. I want you to just walk us through the timeline, because some of the people who are watching are trying to start a business. Some of the people who are watching are potential customers and investors of your business. So take us through the journey, the moment you arrived back from Jamaica until now. What is it that you've been doing? And then after that, I want you to talk about the future. Where do you want to take this?
So, just thank you again. Actually, thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for joining. Simon and I and in our discussions. When Simon and I talk, we always have great discussions. We always talk about the inspiration and where we're going in life and where we see our future and what we want to do. So thank you guys again for having me. So to take you guys back 3 years ago, I followed Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi's regimen when he was alive, he had some great things, and I was always inspired, but I just never knew where to get CMOS. I never knew how to get started. But before I started this business, it kind of really just happened organically. I just really just was inspired by traveling so much, and I'm like, I always prayed that I would find something to bring back to the U.S. to help that would help people. I don't care about the money. I just want to help and just give people some better inspiration and give them just more peace of mind with CMOS because it has a lot of potassium in there and it's good for your mental health. So when I was traveling in Jamaica, I arrived back here and I met people in Jamaica that had CMOS and I brought it back. I was taking it before I started selling it because I wanted to make sure that it was actually going to work. I don't want to be selling something that is going to not work. So I started doing it, and then a friend hit me up, and I would just give him the raw CMOS, and he was like, "Hey, let me buy some CMOS from you," and I was like, "You can have some for free." I wasn't planning on selling this. I was just planning on taking it for myself, and so I just always gave him CMOS, and I gave it to him in the raw form. And when in the raw form, it comes, uh, there's a lot of debris on there. You have to clean it really well. It takes about an hour, 2 hours to clean it, just depending on how much you're gonna make. So he was just like, I can't do this. I can't clean the sea moss. I can't. I gotta make sure it's gonna taste right. I can't blend it correctly. He's like, I need your help. Can you do it and jar it up, and I'll just pay you? And I'm like, sure. And that's how the business really got started. He was a friend of mine. It was the first supporter, and he just was like, "Hey, let me get some CMOS." And after that, it just like kind of like grew, and then more people wanted more CMOS, and we started taking it together, and he started giving his results on how he was feeling and how his body was feeling to the public, to social media, and then people just started hitting me up like, "Hey, I need some CMOS. I need CMOS." And my goal and my dreams were to always inspire people. I pray to inspire. I pray to just be the person, the healing community, that I want to give to the people. And so, I started taking it, I started, selling it. And then I had a business partner come along and was like, "Hey, I want to help you push this thing. I want to help you push it. I want to help you get it to more people because this is great. This is exactly what we need." So we were just doing the CMOS gel, and we were just taking it. We would have challenges on social media where people would post their videos of them taking CMOS, 2 tablespoons a day. And we just got a lot of reactions. We got a lot of videos. We got a lot of feedback. And then, a few years later, I had a friend come along too as well. It was like, man, this is really hard for us to, consume the CMOS gel. It's a jelly-like consistency. It doesn't have any taste to it really. It's just hard to swallow. And just thinking, my friend Henry, he's been an inspiration to this whole Boston CMOS journey too. And I have another, other business partners that came along, and he's the culinary guy too as well. Like I told you the story, my uncle drinking terrible juice, and he just loved that juice, and it was just not good for him, and it gave him like blood clots in his legs, and he later on passed away. So my friend was like, "Hey, let's create this, lemonade, and let's just see how it goes." And we let the people know, we let our supporters know. We kind of grew fast as far as our community goes, and we started creating this drink. And this made lemonade kind of like took off from there. We wanted to get into more people's hands, and we started getting feedback. We were selling it online for a while, and then um, we just got the community behind us, and we just been the inspiration for that. And now we're in 13 stores, and we're just keep growing every day. There's something new, and there's new challenges that we come across, and we enjoy all the process. Everything that's been happening, we enjoy it. So the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns, we're all about it. So and we just keep our foot on the gas, and we just want to get help as many people as possible, no matter what, no matter what.
I love it. I love it. You are at Madaraka Festival, and it was a beautiful day. You are one of the vendors that stood out to us and the community the most. Tell us about how that experience was, just being able to interact with people as they consumed your product. Because I am a consumer too. I remember recently you gave me a few bottles, and before I got home, I had already drank all of them. I drank all of them while driving. Yeah, but talk about Madaraka Festival, your experience there briefly.
The Madaraka Festival was amazing. Let me tell you, just the feedback we got from the people who were there. They loved our product. They kept coming back to us. They wanted more. They wanted more, and they wish we were there the whole weekend. They say, but we were very busy this last summer with all these events, and we love the Madaraka Festival. We can't wait till next year. It's gonna be even every year gets better and bigger. So we're excited, and we have new ideas that we're gonna bring to the Madaraka Festival, and we're gonna just continue to grow. It was a great time seeing all the African community get together and just have a great time, and just a lot of positivity flowing. And we're excited. It's gonna every year is gonna get bigger. Every year is gonna get better, and we're excited to be a part of it with Simon for sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. If you're just joining us, my guest today is the CEO of Boss of CMOS here in Seattle, Washington. And it's Monday. This is episode number 301. Last Friday we reached 300, and I felt very good about that. The whole weekend I was actually just meditating of how challenging but also how fun it was for us to reach episode number 300. But really, it would have never been possible without the support of many of you who are watching and listening right now. And also, it's impossible to have a conversation or to have a village fire type of conversation like this without guests and without participants. So I deeply appreciate you all for being here in this moment. If you're just joining us for the first time, I would love for you to make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube, and give the video a thumbs up. If you are listening in on Clubhouse, make sure you follow the African Father in America Club, and also follow me so that when we go live here on Clubhouse tomorrow, you can catch us. Now, my brother Izon, I want you to take a few notes, because we want to invite some of the listeners to also comment on our conversation, and also speak to the proverb that we are discussing from Ethiopia. Then right after that, you're going to come back and just reflect on some of their commentary, and then we will want you to give us an idea of where can we go if we want to buy Boss of CMOS products, and how can we stay in touch with you. So that's coming up in a moment. For now, I want to bring you on, Brother Earth. How are you? How was your weekend? Where are you joining us from? And what are your thoughts on today's proverb from Ethiopia? It says that if you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. Thank you.
Peace and love, family. This is Brother Earth. I'm coming from the North Carolina territory. And I had a beautiful weekend, Simon. Thanks for asking me. Again, gratitude to you for this platform, your guest speaker, sharing this journey. gratitude. And when I look at the proverb, I see it as two ways. And if you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. I look at that as either being cause and effect or consequences and repercussions. And sometimes when you put yourself in a situation, whether you take a job or whether you put on a jersey to play with a basketball team, a football team, soccer team, or what have you, um, it's more responsibilities or more obligations to yourself. You are connected or you have an effect on others around you. So, by moving one end of the stick, your actions have it's a cause and effect. Other things in the environment are moved as well, and it's good that you are mindful of when you move one end, you move in the other end as well. That way, you don't hurt other people or damage it or damage property or what have you. And I park my plane right there. Peace and love, his brother Earth.
Peace and love to you, Brother Arth. I appreciate your contribution. Let's go straight to Sarah Swenson. Sarah, how are you? And what are your thoughts in regards to today's conversation? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, hi, thank you. I hope you can hear me well. I'm driving, sorry. Um, I'm in Seattle as well. And
Oh, we lost you there, Sarah. But
over, I guess.
okay, if you're safe and you can speak, that's good. If you can't, it's okay. We will come back to you later. Can you speak? Okay.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I hear you now. Keep going.
Oh, okay. So I guess I took the kind of leadership perspective from this. I think sometimes as a leader, I feel overwhelmed, and I guess it just reminds me that sometimes you really just need to motivate people just a little bit, because once your team starts moving in the direction that you're hoping they'll go, the other side of that stick is actually going to keep going too. So, kind of just, giving myself a little bit more motivation as a leader too, that, really you don't have to, push people hopefully to complete an entire task or a project, but really just start, helping them get their feet moving in the right direction. Because if you have a good team, they will, hopefully be also being able to pick up the rest of the stick and complete on their own. So that's kind of what I took from this proverb. Thank you guys for letting me share.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your continued support, and also, your support for One Vibe. It means a lot. I want to go ahead and invite Miss Southern Bell. How are you doing today? And what are your thoughts in regards to today's proverb from Ethiopia? And also commentary to our special guest is welcome too.
Good morning. Good morning. I love everything about the story that I've heard so far, particularly the fact that his main goal was about healing people and helping people. Um, I wish so many more businesses were created under that vision to heal and to help, and not just to make money. So to be able to operate in purpose and to heal and to help, as well as to provide an income to yourself and others, what a blessing that is. So I'm excited to hear more about his business ventures and maybe where he sees things going in the future.
Thank you so much. I can also say a little about where things are going, but I won't put words in your mouth. I'll wait for everyone to contribute. But I'm excited for this company too, really. That's part of why we are hosting him here. We are very proud of him. If you're just joining us, we are hosting the CEO of Boss of CMOS. He's live with me on YouTube. You can join us there if you haven't. I want to go ahead and invite Latanja to also contribute her words of wisdom to the conversation. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what are your thoughts?
Good morning and grand rising, Simon. I am here in Marietta, Georgia, and I too echo Miss Southern Bell's comments regarding how purpose can lead the way, as it says that your gifts will make room for you. So, congratulations and much continued success for following your admirer, Mr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi. And so, congratulations as we continue to hear about your platform. The
Thank
proverb,
you.
as it says, if you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. It reminds me about pick your battles and understand victory is already won. We can be more useful together by joining forces for the sake of unifying and being purposely kind to others. This proverb urges us to think about the benefits of interdependence in a culture climate of selfies. Yes, self care is awesome, yet self accountability lends a hand for awareness with the responsibility of aiding to the common cause for humanity. And I'll land there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Latanja. Hey, Lavenda, how are you? Where are you joining us from, and what are your thoughts in regards to the conversation so far and also this proverb for today?
Hi, Simon. Hi, everyone. This is Lavender. I'm speaking from Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Lason just said every bit of um, thought I had about this proverb. If you pick up one end of the stick, you also pick up the other. Um, she covered interdependence. We need other people to get by or serve in our purpose in this life. Besides myself, I'm with Margot and Vincent of Mama Hope, and I'd like them to add something.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi Simon. My name is Vincent Mwangi and I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. And in regards to today's proverb, I'd say I quite relate a lot to what other speakers have said. And one particular thing that resonates to me and in regards to the proverb is that as human beings, um, we are so much dependable on one another. There's someone who said it talks about interdependence, but then also it also means that I can connect it to the other proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child, and that for you to whenever you're helping someone else, you're also helping someone else because um, that's how humanity is designed, and that's how humanity is meant to sustain itself. So to get to where we are at today as human beings, we've gotten here by helping one another. And so, yeah, that's a really important proverb when it comes to the progression of human beings and our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you. And where's Margot? Margot, how did you manage to get Vincent and Margot to join us for the show? I want to hear Margot's voice just for a second.
Margot is actually driving me on the road, but
I see.
hey, Margot. Hi, Simon. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to make sure I hear your voice just for a second. And, thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Lavender, for bringing everyone into this space. It means a lot.
Thank you, Simon.
Excellent. Be safe over there in Nairobi. I want to go straight to Stella. Stella, how are you? And what are your perspectives on the proverb and the conversation so far?
Thank you, Simon. Hello, everyone. This is Stella from Kenya. And on today's proverb, it talks about picking up one end of the stick. You have to pick up the other one. To me, it means that when you start something, you have to finish it. because it means that you had like planned about it, thought about it, and for you to see the results you wanted, then you have to finish it so that you get the results. Otherwise, thank you, and I'm happy to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Just a quick note, if you're on Clubhouse, I just want you to make sure you follow Lavender and Stella. They're part of my team. Of course, Sarah is also part of our team at One Vibe. But Lavender and Stella literally help make this podcast grow and continue thriving. So if you want to really stay abreast with what we are doing, make sure you follow them. If you want to be more engaged with our conversation on Clubhouse and YouTube, if you want to be a guest, if you want to recommend a guest, they are the people that you should be talking to. But following them helps me a lot, because then the light is not always just on me, but it's on the people that actually do the real work. So I just wanted to make that known. And also I want to introduce Jay, who has equally helped make this space grow. Over the years, Jay has really contributed her time and wisdom. How are you, Jay? Where are you? And what are you thinking about this proverb today?
Well, I can tell you, Simon, what I'm thinking about. So I have a brand new grandbaby, and I'm in the hospital with my daughter now in Miami, Florida. Just a moment ago, the baby was crying, and I was thinking about this proverb. And it has to do with, it's a beautiful thing. When you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other. And I was looking into my grandbaby's face, and so sweet, so innocent, not a care in the world, not a worry. All of its needs are taken care of. But the child grows. And at some point, if you picked up that stick, so beautiful and precious, a miracle, and then there's problems that come with it as you're raising that child. Problems come. So that's the thought that came to mind with me, that it won't always be a bed of roses. It won't always be beautiful. There will be trouble that will come with it. But trouble doesn't last forever. And that's my interpretation of this proverb. Thank you, Simon.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Congratulations. You look so young, and you do amazing things creatively. And I always just feel I want to be a grandfather, when I can do a lot of the things the way you do. You're just a great example. So congratulations. And I agree with everything you just said. To everybody who is joining us for the first time, we're having a great time, and we have a special guest. So if you want to see our special guest, YouTube is the best place. There's so many people who contributed to our conversation. I want you to just speak about a few that really moved you, and then after that, I want us to talk about, how people can support you. One of the things I love for the supporters of the podcast to do is really to go out of their way and support, members of our communities that come here as guests. So first of all, reflect on all these amazing contributions.
Well, like I said, thank you again, Simon, for having me. This has been an amazing journey. I just want to let everyone know who's joined in today that we're going to be giving you guys a free jar of sea moss, and that's for everybody. So Simon, you have to they have to send you their address. For Lavender, when I come there, it's a little tricky sending it to Kenya, but when I come there, I'll definitely give you some free jar of sea moss and some Smade lemonade. So for everybody that joined today, I'm going to be giving you guys a free jar of sea moss. and I'm gonna be giving away a free bottle of Smade lemonade, our famous lemonade that we're in a lot of stores with. Just send your guys' address to Simon, and then I'll put together the orders and we'll ship it out as soon as we can. Like I said, thank you everyone for joining. This is a special thing for us that we want to do for you guys and just for the community. We love doing giveaways. We love doing things for others. I think it's just mostly just giving back. You know what I mean? It's very important to us, and it's is just very important for the community just to spread love. You know, as much love as possible, and you'll get love back. You know, what really stood out to me was the last conversation we just had about she just had
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah. Jay, yeah,
grandchild.
yes.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a beautiful blessing to welcome into the world, and just to be a grandmother too. You know, that's a huge accomplishment. It's probably the best thing besides having your own kid, is having a grandchild, because being a grandmother, at least I've heard, you can always give the child back. You don't have to just keep the child forever. So
Yeah,
I guess that's a beautiful part. But that's what really stood out to me is our last conversation as well.
yeah.
And things happen. We always want to twists and turns, and the bumps and the bruises always happen. But when that happens, you still got to keep a smile on your face and just keep moving forward. And I think that's very important. And uh, like I said, I'm just thankful to be here, and I can't wait to give everybody a free jar of sea moss. And for the woman that just had a newborn baby, also she put sea moss on her, stretch marks, and kind of heals that too as well. So I want to be able to give that to them as well, so they can have some sea moss.
Man, thank you for your generosity. If you want to get your Simos, your jar of Simos, just DM Lavender here on Clubhouse. And just send Lavender your address. Everybody, just send Lavender all the information, and she'll be able to, set everything up. And then I want to ask you something, Brother James, before you share with us your website and social media handles. CMOS reminds me so much about African herbs, and African herbal medicine. I grew up, my mom worked in healthcare, and so she believed in modern medicine. But from time to time, she would tell us, you have to chew this, you have to do this, she would present to us African herbs, and even in my house, I have a stick, I have a toothbrush, I have a very traditional toothbrush here with me. It has a very good taste. I brought it back from Kenya when I was there last, Now, I imagine that you also face pushback by selling something that is very herbal and very traditional. My understanding is that Simos is just becoming popular in the West, especially in the black communities. But it's something that if you go to a place like Jamaica, if you go to Kenya, you find herbalists and people in the rural areas have always used it. It's not new to people who believe in natural medicine, in places like Jamaica and Africa and Kenya and Zanzibar. I want you to talk about maybe a few not push-up, but pushback, some of the challenges that you faced, bringing this, bringing CMOS to the world and growing, because now your products are in 7-Eleven and some of the mainstream stores are now accepting your products because of how innovative you are becoming. But I am sure that's not coming without challenges. Can you speak to that briefly?
Oh, definitely, definitely. There's been a lot of challenges, but the thing is, you can't be st when you have your mind focused and you know where you're going. It's hard to be stopped, and that's the type of mentality that we have. It's hard to be stopped when you know where you're going. So there's been a lot of pushback. Not a lot, but it's just mostly from older generation. It's kind of hard for them to know because they're so used to the westernized medicine and how they give it, and the doctors, and they got to talk to the doctors first, and it's just like it's been challenging. Like at first, when I first started CMOS, I was trying to give it to my mom because my mom has really chronic pain, chronic pains in her back, and so I just wanted to help my mom, but she's, a little in the older generation, so she's kind of stuck in her ways a little bit. But not until she started taking it and feeling the results for herself, and now she's just like, I need this, this is something that I need. But it's been very interesting because I have nurses and sometimes doctors get our products too. And I'm just like, wow, this is different, compared to what is normally out there. Big pharma goes, and people want to take in the medication and the pills. And I just really wanted my mom to get away from that type of, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to say too much, but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I just wanted just to help, and the pushback, it happens, but like you said, when you know where you're going, it's hard to be stopped. So we
I
just got
love
to
that.
keep pushing it and keep put it in people's hands, and they receive it, and then they find out the results for themselves, and they love it.
I love that. So, if someone is listening or watching and they want to go to your website to grab a product, or they just want to support you, where can they go?
For our Instagram, you can go to Boss of CMOS. It's Boss of CMOS underscore at the end, and you can follow us, and you can go to our website. That's bossofcmos.com, and then when you do checkout, when you want to order a product, use the discount code BOSS10, and that's all caps, BOSS, and the number 10, for $10 off of any product that you guys want to get, and we will give you guys $10 off of any products. Like I said, if you have anybody that's sick and they need CMOS, let us know. We're always willing to help out and help and heal the community any way we can. Like I said, for us, it's not about the money. It's about helping people, and it's about healing as many people as we can in our community. And when you're taking CMOS, it's not only about taking CMOS. You gotta do the right things with your body too. It's kind of like you can't just take CMOS one time and think everything's gonna heal it and everything's gonna be solved. It's like you have to, when you go to the gym, you got to keep going to the gym to get those results that you need. You can't just go to the gym one time and think you're gonna be in shape or be. It's a consistency thing. So when you're on the CMOS, just make sure you're consistent. Taking 2 tablespoons a day. You could put it on your face. You could put it on your skin. You could put it on cuts. You could put it on burns. You could put it in your hair. You can use CMOS anywhere. So that's the thing that we want to share with the community, is just healing and giving people a different perspective on where they're going and what they're doing with their bodies.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do for the community. And thank you to all our listeners, our contributors, everybody who was watching today. It means a lot that you took the time to join us. My brother Izon James is the CEO of Boss of CMOS. He's been our guest today. Izon, is there something that you want to add that I didn't ask you before we wrap up the show?
I just want to say thank you for having me, Simon. We have many more conversations to have, and we got a lot of places to go in our life, and we have a lot of big things happening. So we want to be able to share that with the community and just keep helping. It's all about helping, just getting in many hands as possible. Just let us know what we could do, and we'll try to be there to give our best.
Excellent. Thank you, my brother. I deeply appreciate you. This is now the end of our time together today. We will see you tomorrow, same time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be here until Friday. Remember, it's Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also for those who have been listening on Apple Podcasts, where the African Father in America podcast is being distributed. Thank you for all the ratings. The podcast is now a 5-star rated podcast on Apple, and that's because many of you not just watch and listen on Clubhouse, but you go out of your way and tap in on Apple. So that growth means a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast there, this is something good that you should do. And also, we write a blog. We have a mailing list that goes out every week. If you want to be involved in a deeper way, you should follow me on Instagram and have a link tree there that will lead you to how you can subscribe to our mailing list, and also how you can be more involved. I deeply appreciate you, my brother James, and I appreciate you all for taking your time. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace and love.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Jalvano Kello, live from Seattle, Washington.